The number one question that parents ask when we start talking about their child's schedule is, well, how am I gonna live my life if I'm always nap trapped or have an early bedtime? Like, what about me? Don't I get to live a little? Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. Let's talk about the 80-20 rule. Now, I am not gonna tell you that during sleep training that you can follow this 80-20 rule, because you can't. So if you think that while you're sleep training, you're not gonna follow your schedule, then just click off this video because it's not for you. But during sleep training, if you are 110% committed to following your child's schedule, routines, wake windows, and all of that, you're going to see progress faster, and you're going to end up in the long run with a more flexible child when it comes to their schedule. Sleep training takes major commitment, and you have to be 100% consistent. But the good thing is that when you are 100% consistent, sleep training tends to go faster and you see results faster. The more you're consistent during sleep training, the more your child is going to be able to follow the 80-20 rule. So what is the 80-20 rule, you ask? So 80% of the time you are following your child's schedule. You are giving them naps in their crib, in their room when you're supposed to. You're putting them down at bedtime when you're supposed to, and you're following all of your routines. Then 20% of the time, you can be more flexible. You can live your life, YOLO. Do people still say that? You can go out to dinner and have a little bit later of a bedtime. You can have a car nap and go for a day trip. You can do these things, but only 20% of the time. So let's even just take 1 week, for example. If you know that you're going out to dinner with your friends Friday night and your baby's not gonna be home in time for bed, then that's like your 20%. So the rest of your child's week, they need to be on schedule, but you know that that event is coming up, so you can kind of plan ahead for it. Now, when it comes to following the 80-20 rule, there's obviously going to be like differences in different times of day when you may be kind of breaking your rules. So if you know you're going to be going out late and you're going to be staying out past bedtime, I highly recommend that you bring your baby's pajamas with you. Do a mini bedtime routine when you are at whatever destination you're at. Get your baby like all settled and ready for bed, tuck them into the car seat and tell them good night. Put one of those car seat covers over the car seat so that you're blocking out any light. And as you drive home, your baby is probably gonna fall asleep. You don't need to wake your baby up and go through the entire bedtime routine at home. Just transfer them to the crib. And since it's only 20% of the time, so basically a one-time thing, you can help your baby kind of resettle into bed a little bit more because it's already an off night. So parents will sometimes ask, well, is this going to throw off any progress that I've already made? And the answer is no, because this is happening down the road once your baby already has those sleep training skills, aka independent sleep skills. So they already know how to put themselves to sleep. So when you do have an off night and it's just a little bit different than normal, then it's okay when you're making that transfer to the crib that you're actually giving them a little bit more soothing, a little bit more help soothing them back to settle, back to sleep, because likely they've already fallen asleep. So it's totally fine. And remember, it's only 20% of the time. I'm probably gonna say that 20, maybe 80% of this video. If you know you're gonna be out past nap time, what you can do is offer a car nap. So you know that maybe, you know, you're out with your toddler and you're exploring the play museum. That's totally fine, and, you know, live your life. But if you're gonna be out past nap time, what you can do is give your child lunch before you get in the car, change their diaper and do all those things, put them in the car seat, say night-night, put the car seat cover over your baby, put some travel white noise in the car seat, and let your baby take a car nap. This might be a good time to grab a Starbucks, go through the drive-through and drive around a little bit longer than you normally would. You want your child to be able to get at least 45 minutes of a nap. And I know that, you know, maybe you're only having a 10 to 20 minute drive home, but you could always just, you know, drive the long way, take the scenic route, whatever you want to do to make sure that your child is getting that nap. So it's kind of give and take a little bit. So like, yes, you're going out, you're having fun, you're doing something, but that means you have to give a little too. I know some parents are like, I don't want to just drive around just so my kid can get a nap, but you kind of got to pick or choose your battles here. So do you want to go out and enjoy the museum and be a little bit late for nap, or not be home in time for nap, and maybe your kid falls asleep in the car? You want to make sure that your kid is getting a proper, and I mean proper like very loosely, because it's not proper at all having a car nap, but you want to make sure they're sleeping long enough to at least bridge them over to either the next nap or an earlier bedtime. Now with that little give and take, it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be a big stressful event. Enjoy these little moments with your child, and then you can get right back on schedule the next day. However, it does mean, like, if your child is having a car nap or a shortened nap or, you know, a later bedtime, the next day you may need to compensate for that lost sleep. You may need to do a nap maybe 30 minutes earlier than usual. You may need to keep bedtime a little bit earlier that day, just to kind of like recalibrate your child and make sure they're getting the sleep they need, and then you'll be right back on their regular schedule. So I am 100% a big fan of the 80-20 rule, and you know, following that exact schedule 80% of the time so your child has that consistency, but also living with a little bit of flexibility 20% of the time. I hope that you learned a lot from this video. Click this playlist over here for more baby and toddler sleep training tips. Click this button over here to subscribe to my channel, and keep blooming. Mwah.